Okay, when you bring your Nuc box home, you want to make sure that you've got it secure in the back of your truck, the back of your SUV, that it's not going to flip over while you're transporting it. The first thing you're going to do is take your Nuc and bring it to the actual location that you're going to transfer the bees. Don't leave it in the garage, don't leave it anywhere else with the door closed, and you don't want to open it up somewhere. You want the bees to orient to their new location. So you're going to take it right to the place where you're going to transfer it. Even if you don't transfer it that day, you're going to want to make sure that you open the door at the new location. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to bring it and you're going to have it right next to the location where you're going to transfer it. You can put it on top of the hive or right alongside where it's going to be. And what you're going to do is you're going to reach down, you're going to take the duct tape off the front of it, and that's going to expose the door so the bees can fly in and out. Got our smoker going here. Got our hive tool. We've got our 10 frame box with our bottom board. This case, this is actually one that we manufacture. We've got a couple of entrances here. You'll have like a 3/4 inch slot at the bottom that you can actually reduce with a entrance reducer. Okay, you're going to start your hive off, and you're going to, because you're wanting to put the frames of bees in the middle of your box, you're going to start off with a couple of frames of foundation on your outside wall. And that's going to help position it into the center. When you reach into your hive, what we usually do when we're working beehives is we start from the outside wall and work our way in, because there's more of a chance that your queen is in the center where more of your brood is going to be. So it minimizes the risk of rolling your queen or killing your queen when you're actually doing transferring or inspecting a hive. Can you see that? We have 5 frames in the Nuc box. We're going to start at the outside wall. What we'd like to do, because the bees tend to make a certain amount of bee space between the frames, the best way to start this is to actually transfer them in this exact order that they're in your Nuc. You don't want to separate the frames in the Nuc with the extra new frames that you're putting in your hive, especially where it's cool in Maine in the spring. You want them to be able to cluster. All that brood should be together, because the bees are going to cluster on that brood to maintain a warm temperature of 93 degrees for that brood. Okay, so you loosen up your frames a little bit. You can actually use this end of your hive tool, the L-shaped end, reach in, set it just below your frame, and actually use that to lift out your frame. And you'll see that on the outside edges of your Nuc, you're going to, just like in a hive, you're going to have more honey on the outside frames. See, this one actually has some larvae in it also. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to transfer that right into my 10 frame box. And I'm going to continue on with each of the frames and do the same thing. Once I get the first one out, I can easily reach in See, that has such a beautiful brood pattern. Very few skips, very solid pattern. It's like a very good queen. In the center, you'll see that that's capped brood. You'll see some space outside of that, and that's actually larvae and eggs in there. And then on the very outside, you actually have capped honey. Another beautiful frame. Brood there. Usually there's a little layer of pollen between the honey and the brood. Okay, in this next frame, we've got, I see the queen running around on it. I'm going to transfer that frame of brood into it. I'm going to transfer the final frame of honey. And then what I'm going to do is put the next frame, butt it up to the last frame, and then I'll place the last two frames in. Usually we try and actually slide the frames over to butt it up against, rather than jamming the last frame into the hive right next to where the bees are. It minimizes the chance of killing your queen. Okay, then we'll have bees that are still in the box. Okay, and we're going to basically want to shake those down in there. I usually take a quick look. If I don't find the queen, I take a quick look because I might want to kind of scoot her down in there if she happens to still be in the box. Otherwise, what I do is I take the box upside down, and you can actually place it upside down, let the bees come out naturally, or you can give it a good shake on top of the hive, make sure that the bees get down in there. Okay. Then the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to feed the hive, and we're going to do another segment on feeding. And that's all there is to it for installing your Nuc.